Okay, two musicals, two completely different eras, and one question that esteemed historians have, for centuries, been just way too afraid to ask. A question so profound, it threatens to shake the very foundations of musical theater and academic scholarship.
Oh yeah, we're going there. Today, in this extremely serious explainer, we are going to settle this debate once and for all. It is time to pit two titans of the stage against each other in the ultimate showdown of historical integrity.
In this corner, weighing in with a Pulitzer Prize and a staggering 11 Tony Awards, we have Hamilton, the story of America's $10 founding father. And in the other corner, wielding a holy hand grenade and a chorus line of knights who say nigh, we have Spamalot, a loving ripoff of a film about a mythical king and his, quest for a cup. Let the analysis begin.
All right, first up, our revolutionary contender. Hamilton famously calls itself the story of America then as told by America now. So, it's basically a history lesson, just remixed for a whole new generation.
And right off the bat, its credentials? Pretty impressive. I mean, Lin-Manuel Miranda was inspired by Ron Chernow's meticulously researched 800-page biography. The musical is just packed with real historical figures, right? From George Washington to the Schuyler sisters. And it covers actual events like the cabinet battles and, of course, the infamous Reynolds pamphlet. It even lifts direct quotes from primary sources. On paper, this thing is a historian's dream.
And the show's own educational program basically admits what it's doing. It's all about balancing historical accuracy with artistic license. Miranda himself calls it historical integrity. The spirit is true, even if the details get a little fudged for the stage.
And boy, does it get remixed. That whole thing with Angelica Schuyler, yeah, she was already married with kids when she met Hamilton. The revolutionary crew of Lawrence, Lafayette, and Mulligan, they all met at totally different times. Hamilton's views on slavery were, well, let's just say a lot more complicated than the show lets on. And that story about Martha Washington's feral tomcat, almost certainly a rumor spread by a very grumpy John Adams. So, yeah, Hamilton is historically inspired, not historically obedient.
And now for our second contender. Spamalot approaches history with, let's just say, a different set of priorities. It is, after all, lovingly ripped off from the motion picture Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
So, first, just a minor biographical note on its main character, King Arthur. He is a legendary king, a true folk hero, and according to most historians, probably not a real person. His story is this beautiful tapestry woven from mythology, folklore, and pure literary invention. Okay, so with that tiny detail out of the way, let's look at the source material.
The primary sources for Spamalot are quite extensive. We have the foundational 1975 film, of course, but the research also includes deep academic dives into the art of French taunting, the socio-political implications of fish schlopping, and naturally the brilliant theatrical innovation of using coconuts to simulate horse travel. Not to mention its deep commitment to parodying Broadway itself, with entire songs that just spoof Andrew Lloyd Webber. And just like any great historical work, it has its critics. Here we have Monty Python's own Terry Jones questioning the entire project, calling it utterly pointless. A fierce debate within the scholarly community, to be sure.
All right, it's time for the head-to-head comparison. We will now subject both of these musicals to a battery of rigorous, absolutely infallible academic criteria to determine the true victor. Okay, Criterion 1, source material. Hamilton draws from an 800-page award-winning biography. Spamalot proudly proclaims its source is a 1975 sketch comedy film that it lovingly ripped off. A fascinating contrast in academic approaches, for sure.
Next up, how do they depict government? Well, Hamilton gives us these intense cabinet rap battles debating the merits of a national bank. Spamalot gives us a monarchy whose main goal is finding a magical cup assigned to them by a diva who lives in a lake. Two valid, if slightly different, models of political science.
What about key historical artifacts? For Hamilton, it's the tools of nation-building. Quills, parchment, the very letters that forged a country. For Spamalot, it's coconuts, a holy hand grenade, and a pretty large fish. The tools of something else entirely. And finally, their use of music as a historical tool. Hamilton uses hip-hop to bring primary source documents to life. Spamalot uses Broadway power ballads to make fun of other Broadway power ballads. One is an interpretation, the other, a meta-commentary.
So here's the crucial point.
When you look at all this evidence, a truly groundbreaking theory starts to emerge. Maybe historical accuracy isn't some fixed point. Maybe it's just a state of mind, a vibe, if you will.
So after all this rigorous analysis, after weighing all the evidence with the gravity it absolutely deserves, who takes home the crown? Who is the undisputed champion of historical accuracy?
Here it is, the verdict. Hamilton is historically grounded, but it remixes the facts to get at a powerful emotional truth. Spamalot, on the other hand, is completely, gloriously, historically unhinged. But in being so unhinged, it is completely honest about what it is, a parody that finds its truth in pure silliness.
And that's really the big takeaway here, isn't it? Both of these amazing shows prove that being a perfect carbon copy of a history book is not the point of theater. Whether they do it through reverence or total irreverence, they use artistic license to tell a good story and, in their own wild ways, reveal a deeper truth.
Which brings us to the ultimate conclusion of our study. If you're looking for literal, factual history, go read Ron Chernow. It's a great book. But if you're looking for truth, well, you might just need to add some jazz hands.
So, which one do you think takes the prize? Let us know in the comments below. Our team of highly trained, very serious historians is standing by to evaluate your arguments. And please, make sure to subscribe for more extremely responsible cultural analysis right here.